or you can come to our showroom and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Tonight, the FGCU women's basketball team will find out who they're going to play in the NCAA tournament. Yesterday, the Eagles clinched the spot, blowing out Liberty Flames 84-62, winning the ASUN championship. Kirsten Bell had 30 points. No surprise, she was named tournament MVP. FGCU has now won 25 straight games.
That's pretty incredible. Many of you will be filling out those brackets today now that the men's bracket is set. The first 4 games tip off Thursday starting at 4 p.m. And then the first round kicks off Friday at noon. You can watch the final 4 games and the championship game right here on Wink. The championship game is on April 5th at 9 p.m.
And the Gators and Seminoles are now preparing to play in the Big Dance. Florida State was named 4th seed in the East Division, so they're going to take on UNC Greensboro Saturday. The Gators earned the 7th seed in the South Division. UF is going to play Virginia Tech on Friday.
Meanwhile, the Blue Angels are back over the skies of Florida as they're getting ready for upcoming air shows. So neat to see.
Yes,
And how do they do that? The Blue Angels were spotted over Pensacola Sunday following the team's 3-month-long winter training in California. Spectators even got their first look at the new FA-18EF Super Hornets. The Blues hope to have one of their newer jets flying for their first air show in April.
SpaceX now has 60 Starlink satellites in orbit after another successful launch over the weekend.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition and liftoff.
That was yesterday morning. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket successfully launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. The satellites were launched about an hour after liftoff. This was the 9th launch and landing of this Falcon 9 first stage booster.
Protesting Amazon. Florida's U.S. Senator Marco Rubio stands with the workers, making their voices heard.
Here's the bottom line. It's very simple for me. The largest, richest company in the world and a champion of wokeness that all it does is beat up on conservatives versus hardworking Americans who just want to get paid a little more and have better work conditions. It's an easy choice.
Rubio had that to say over the weekend in a video posted to Twitter. Now, just a few days ago, Rubio said Amazon's workers are right to suspect management does not have their best interest in mind.
Slots open up to a new age group starting today. Who it is and what you have to know before you book your appointment.
And prices may vary on items that you use every day. Ahead at 6 o'clock, what experts are saying when it comes to inflation as the economy recovers from the pandemic.
Plus, changes to your Facebook feed. They are pitching in to get as many of you vaccinated as possible. All new at 6 o'clock. What the social media giants now doing to get people the shot.
And it's a bit warmer outside this morning to start off our week. 65 in Cape Coral. It's actually 58 though in Punta Gorda. How warm is it going to get? Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees is up next to let you know.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Name one small insurance company. Couldn't think of one, could you? Didn't think so. Most insurance companies are big, really big. They have thousands of lawyers. Imagine it's a beautiful day, sun is shining, birds singing. You're on your way to work, and then bam, your whole life changes in that second. Forever. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice or live your life in pain. Let me give you some straight talk. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. Over $1 billion in one case alone. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It starts with a call. With one call, you can start seeing your future more clearly. If your financial picture is cloudy because you're getting conflicting tax, investment, and estate planning advice, help is a call or a click away. Annex Wealth Management's team works to get your investment plan in line with your tax plan and your estate plan. Build confidence with one team working to create one comprehensive plan as a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management. One team, one plan, one fee. AnnexWealth.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Unless you want more of your hard-earned dollars going to the government, you need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Now, the president's tax cuts, they may be on the way out, and it's not just your income taxes that could go up. That's why you should call my friend Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group. Call now, 239-747-1163.
Investment advisory services offered through Townsend Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor in Florida.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
The president's not joining the pig pile. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. A lot of other Democrats are pushing New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign. President Biden says he's not there yet.
The president broke his silence on the investigation surrounding Cuomo after he returned home from Delaware Sunday night.
I think the investigation is underway and we should see what it brings us.
And that's the same message the New York governor and fellow Democrat is making. 7 women are accusing him of sexual misconduct. Cuomo claims he never touched anyone inappropriately and says he will cooperate with the probe, but he says he's not stepping down. New York Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says he should.
It's clear that Governor Cuomo has lost the confidence of his governing partners.
Rob Dawson, Fox News.
A group of Republicans in Congress will be at the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas today to talk about the surge in migrants looking to come across. They blame the Biden administration's more lax immigration policies. A snowstorm is moving into the Midwest today after hitting Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska over the weekend. More than 2,000 flights were canceled. Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz says it's still tough getting around there on the ground.
This whole system is lifting off to the north and to the east, tracking with it that snow, but the heaviest snow is falling in the mountains. As this moves east, you're going to see a little less snow. Still, though, we've got blizzard warnings in place from the Denver area running up into Wyoming, into portions of western Nebraska. That means the visibility at times, because of that blowing snow, down to 1/4 of a mile, drifting snow piles up to 3 feet, really makes driving conditions very difficult.
Cheyenne, Wyoming got around 26 inches of snow, breaking the local record for a 2-day storm. Women win the big awards at the Grammys. Taylor Swift's Folklore is Album of the Year. Billie Eilish wins Record of the Year for Everything I Wanted. Hers, I Can't Breathe, is Song of the Year. And Megan Thee Stallion is named Best New Artist. Beyonce's 4 awards gives her 28 all-time. That's the most of any female artist. It's 3 behind the orchestra conductor, Georg Solti. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel?
Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel, or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Remember, customize and save with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Go to the website. It's mobile friendly for your phone, for your smart device, for your computer. It's just smart. It's a smart thing. The website is smart. Jake the Millennial built it, so you know it is smart, it's wise, and it's well-dressed. Look at Jake. You want to talk about somebody who's well-dressed. You can't miss him. And the camera's crooked. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, it's crooked. How does that happen?
What does he do when he comes in here in the
I
morning?
have no
or
idea.
In the afternoon, he turns off your microphone. He plays with the camera.
That Ian? I don't know. Ian Hicken, who is on with Trey at night on the drive, and somehow the camera becomes, there's Jake. There's a zoom into Jake's face if you're watching at drewsteele.com. Wow, that's scary. All right, well, don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. We got other things to get to, including this story. And, I just wanted to mention this real fast because a couple of things have come up. People were texting me over the weekend and asking me my thoughts on this. In East Naples, the person that was arrested on Friday, charges related to violence at the Capitol earlier this year, according to the FBI. Did you hear about this? I mean, this was a pretty serious charge here and a pretty serious statement made by the FBI. FBI agents executed a search and arrest warrant by 6 a.m. in the 200 block of Stanhope Circle. There's in East Naples over by Radio Road. They swarmed the home. Apparently, there were a whole lot of agents there, breaking down the no-knock, breaking down the door. People talking about how they heard radios outside 6 a.m. Several FBI agents and deputies with the Collier County Sheriff's Office were still there at the home later in the afternoon on Friday. And what we're being told is, okay, so I'm looking at the Naples Daily News story. In the immediate aftermath of the violence at the Capitol, another man with a Naples connection was arrested as well. That person was charged with unlawful entry of public property. I think that's the same charge that the individual on Friday received. So the question that's been asked of me is, why do you have what looked like, what appeared to be to the neighbors of SWAT teams, FBI agents, the Collier County sheriffs, all of these people surrounding this house? Because this was a person that was there on January 6th. I guess it was somebody who sprayed some pepper spray, apparently, there at the event on January 6th. Someone who entered the Capitol building. And then I guess there's some connection, we're told, in some, I don't know if it was Wink News or it was the news press. Somebody mentioned there was a connection to the Proud Boys. And all of the presence that apparently was needed to get this one individual. And people are asking, does it seem like a lot? People are asking me all weekend. And in the 2 months since the insurrection, as it's being talked about on the Naples Daily News, because, you know, the insurrection word has to be used constantly, even though we had the story last week about when's an insurrection, not an insurrection, when you come to find out that there were no guns there that were being used or even anyone arrested with firearms there during the breaching of the Capitol. But we're told it was an insurrection, and we're told there was a motivation there. Again, I don't want to get too deep into it, but just reading the story. Agents at all but one of the FBI's 56 field offices have been drafted to track down those who participated. Arrested almost 300 people so far. As many as 500 of the 800 who Capitol Police believe entered the Capitol remain at large. So again, the question that's been asked of me about this story is, was it necessary to have that large? I mean, I guess it was like armored vehicles and FBI agents, and there were a ton of people and banging down knocking down the door completely. And was that kind of force needed for somebody who we're told was being taken into custody because they are being charged with unlawful entry of public property? When? And again, this is the comparison that people are making, and this is where the story comes into play. When Antifa set fire to the federal courthouse in downtown Portland, this is not the first time that this has happened, with people inside the building. And have we heard any stories about large numbers of FBI agents at homes of Antifa where there were no-knock warrants, breaking through the door and grabbing individuals for setting fire to a federal courthouse with people inside? Some might say that that's an insurrection. I'm not sure. But there is something very odd about that to many people. And how for people that have been talking to me, it just feels like, and this is their words, not mine, but for many people, it feels as though, and again, I don't know if I mentioned this before, and maybe you know, 239-479-5592, maybe you have had this happen, but I've heard many stories about people getting a knock on the door during the day, on weekends, in the past, of people who were there on January 6th, and maybe somebody wants to have a conversation with you about why you went and what you were doing there. A lot of people here in Southwest Florida. And people have said to me, they don't understand. Why is it that would happen in Naples with this one individual, but yet you have Antifa setting fire to federal courthouses in downtown Portland? All the things that were happening over the summer last year, that we knew was happening, that faces were identified, and yet we didn't hear the same kind of breaking down, huge presence of FBI agents or anything like that to get those individuals. That there seems to be something not right or just odd, or I don't know how you want to put it. But, you know, there is something to be said about the presence of individuals and what it looks like, and hey, let's have a conversation about why you were there, and the fencing around and the National Guard needed in Washington, D.C., and we've got to keep this presence there because of a danger that we are told is there, yet I'm still waiting. You know, I'm looking for someone else to tell us what the threat is specifically, and we're still hungry for that information. But there seems to be an odd double standard in all of this for people, and that's what I'm hearing. Was that presence necessary? 239-479-5592. So I just wanted to bring that up quickly just because I cannot tell you how many people texted me over the weekend. We're like, there were a lot of people there. And it was scary. So, all right, let's see. What other stories? Oh, man, we got so much to get to this morning. We've figured out one thing over the weekend, that the Biden administration has something that they're running with regards to immigration along the border and the problems that we are seeing day after day, and the kind of numbers that are very, very disturbing. The questions of why the Biden administration is releasing thousands of COVID-positive migrants into the country. The questions about the numbers of people along the border that we're hearing about that are not being apprehended, but are being apprehended, but then somehow are getting away from apprehension and making their way into the country. The percentage, I think it's 700% increase in the amount of children that are there apprehended along the border, and because of the policies of this administration. And now we know what the plan is. The Biden administration plan to solve the immigration issue is to blame Donald Trump. And that, you know, that it's interesting how that works, because that's exactly apparently what is happening, according to a couple of senators that were interviewed over the weekend, in case you missed it. Here's a little bit of that audio from Chris Wallace, who was interviewing Chris Murphy. He's a senator there in Connecticut, Democrat. And Chris Wallace is just wondering, well, what's going on here along the border? And there's some numbers here that we have questions about. And what's the administration doing here?
President Biden has suspended a Trump policy that asylum seekers must remain in Mexico for their hearings. He also halted part of Title 42 so that unaccompanied minors, instead of having to be turned around immediately, can stay in the U.S. Okay,
well, let me just stop there. That seems like two very important policies of the former administration that were helping to tamp down some of what we were seeing along the border in the past, and the issues of these illegals crossing over or making their way to the border, or people hearing about this and trying to make their way here to the United States. Hearing that Joe Biden's going to be very helpful. Helpful because you see the policies that are being eliminated that were helping to stop those issues. So Chris Wallace is asking...
Those changes in policy sent a clear message to migrants. There's a green light at the border.
Yeah, I mean, you make those kind of changes. Don't you think you're going to see some issues along the border?
Well, let's go a little bit deeper into these numbers, because Republicans would make you think that this crisis began when Joe Biden became president. That's absolutely not true. In fact, the surge at the border began last fall.
Okay, last fall. Began last fall. And then he goes on to blame Trump, and it's all about Trump. He spends about a minute blaming Donald Trump. Chris Wallace is like, well, hold on a second.
But Senator, I don't think it's fair to say that this is all Donald Trump's problem. If it was a problem at the end of the Trump presidency, it's gotten worse under Joe Biden. Take a look at these numbers. More than 8,500 unaccompanied minors, 8,500 are now being held in HHS shelters. Almost 3,500 are stuck in Border Patrol stations. It's bad. It's getting worse. As we just reported, FEMA is going to go down there to try to help manage the problem. And we're not even in the peak migration period of April and May.
How about that? So Senator Chris Murphy from Democrat from Connecticut, he's got the answer, everybody. Here's the answer.
No, listen, this is a challenge, but the point I'm making is that you had the 11-year high of presentations at the border in the middle of the Trump presidency.
There you go. All right. So it just keeps going, everybody. It's all Trump's fault. You can't get rid of him. You hear these people talking. It's like...
he is like a little baby.
Kind of, sort of. There's a little bit of that feeling, but that's what they do. This is where they're going now. So the new immigration policy... The Biden administration is to blame Trump. Nancy Pelosi wants to do it too. She was on ABC this week with the George the Snuffleupagus guy and asking the same question: what's going on here along the border, and whose fault is it, and what are we doing here? And what does Nancy Pelosi say?
Actually, the facts are these: there are more children, about 600-700 more children, unaccompanied children, coming over the border. This is a humanitarian challenge to all of us. What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border.
Okay, so it's a broken system at the border, and Joe Biden inherited this. It's not his fault.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Not a joke.
And they are working to correct that in the children's interest. I'm so pleased that the president, as a temporary measure, has sent FEMA to the border in order to help facilitate the children going from 72-hour issue into where they are cared for as they are transferred into family homes or homes that are safe for them to be. So this, again, is a transition for what was wrong before to what is right. Of course, we have to also look to...
Okay, I gotta just stop. It's a transition to what was wrong before to what is right now. Does anybody believe that? I don't even think the media really believes it. The fake news legacy media doesn't believe it. But at the same time, they're not doing anything to try to pressure. You feel like there's just not the same kind of pressure on this administration that there has been on the Trump administration in the past. There's too much of that hypocrisy going on back and forth where kids in cages, just unbelievable. The Trump administration, this is what Donald Trump does. It's outrageous. Kids in cages along the border right now. No. It's migrant facilities. Everything's fine. Beautiful tents. They got great dinnerware and everything. There's plenty of showers. Oh, there's not enough showers to go around. Well, we got FEMA on it. Don't you worry. Everything is fine. And it's not. And I just bring it up because that's more of the spin that we're going to continue to hear. The help of the media, and there's a story to this as well. When you talk about the media and what they've been doing and how they help this administration with the spin when it's bad along the border, but it's not as bad as Trump. It's his fault. We're trying to fix it. And don't you understand that everything that is happening here is trying to make the moral change to make things better along the border until you realize that that change that is needed is making things worse. That there are other stories out there of the media helping this administration and trying to make others look bad because, Trump and Fox News. Yeah. Wait till you hear this audio. So there's a lot of Brian Stelter audio this day over the weekend. And the latest is great because you've got Brian Stelter who wants to let everybody know that it's Fox News and they're the problem. Tucker Carlson is the next Donald Trump. Brian Stelter says that Tucker Carlson is the next Donald Trump. Now, why do you think he would say that? because they're still trying to vilify the former president and keep his name out there in just that way. And now they're going to try this new tactic to get Tucker Carlson off the air, which is comparing him to Donald Trump. And we've got to remove Fox News. And there has to be a way that we can do this. There has to be some other way that we can get Fox News off the air, or at least Tucker Carlson off the air, or, all the hosts. So wait till you hear this coming up. We'll play this Brian Stelter audio that's classic. And then the other side of the coin, which shows what political tools places like CNN, MSNBC, and others, the fake news legacy media, what a bunch of political tools they are while trying to call us out. Conservative talk show hosts, this station, Fox News in general, they're desperate. And you'll hear that desperation coming up. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Some interesting COVID news coming up as well. How we're making comparisons now to California and Florida and the like, and looking at the two and coming up with a conclusion that, hey, how do you do that? How do you have the draconian mandates and lockdowns and everything in California, and yet in Florida we didn't have all of that, and the numbers seem to be the same? That's an interesting conversation. But we also hear from Dr. Fauci that, hey, maybe not. You might be able to get together on July 4th, a couple of people, possibly even President Biden talking about that. Listen, July 4th, that might be a day you get a couple of people together. If we're lucky, cross our fingers, everybody. It's serious. All right, we'll get to all of that coming up. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com, the website if you want to watch. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News writes all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
An unwelcome tax season surprise for many Americans. News that they're victims of unemployment insurance fraud. The Wall Street Journal reports states are sending forms showing benefits received to thousands of people who didn't get any money. Many states recommend that victims freeze their credit and report the fraud through the state unemployment agency's website or fraud hotlines. If you drive, you've noticed gasoline prices are rising. The price of regular grade gasoline jumped 25 cents a gallon over the past 3 weeks to $2.89. It's due to higher crude oil costs and the lingering effects of power outages that caused several Texas refineries to shut down or reduce operations last month. Oil futures higher overnight. Asian shares mixed as China reports so-so economic data. U.S. stock futures mixed overnight. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Sal G. Ingrasso, invested in you.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Rockstar Harley needs used bikes and is giving NADA retail value when trading for a new Harley this week. No matter how much you all want it, Rockstar Harley will trade anything. Bikes, cars, ATVs, RVs, and more. NADA retail value for your motorcycle. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. At Rockstar Harley, all credit applications considered. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in Florida with rates such as 0.99% APR. Retail trade value ends this Sunday. Just based on application and mileage. Trading may be applied.
If you missed getting an extra $8,000 for your old car, pay close attention. The $8,000 trade-in event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral has been extended. Friday through Monday only. Bring your trade to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer and get $8,000 over book value for it. Your $2,000 vehicle is now worth $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. Any way you look at it, you get an extra $8,000. Sutherland Nissan is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. If you thought your car was worth only a few $100, add $8,000. This event has been extended through this weekend only. It absolutely ends Monday. Don't miss out on getting $8,000 extra funds just for bringing in your old car. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, and your used car megastore. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
See dealer for details.
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now, but how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today. Window World, simply the best for less.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Off to a clear, quiet start on 75. 41 not seeing any slowdowns early on this morning. You're heading out toward Alligator Alley, taking a trip to the East Coast. Nice, easy commute out there right now, as well as on the East Trail. Getting a little bit busy along Pine Ridge Road right near 75 and Livingston in Collier County, and a little slow moving as well right on 41 near downtown Naples. Downtown Fort Myers roadways very clear and quiet early on this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Some of the biggest advertising air conditioning companies locally are not really local. They're part of national and international conglomerates, and you're just another number on the bottom line. At Kobe Cooling, we live right here. Our children and grandchildren live right here. We sponsor your kids' sports teams, local scholarships, local food banks, and all kinds of local organizations. We're not for sale now, and we never will be. The Kobe family started Kobe Cooling, we run it, and we even run service calls too. So when you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Local families serving local families. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do. And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples. There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Okay, thank you, Janae. How are you? Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo? I bought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I am losing so much money right now. All right, shout out to all the rock stars that I wanted to meet tonight who are watching at home instead. I'm talking to you, Don Dawkin. All right? What, I'm old. That was my first concert. All right, here are the next categories. Up for bid.
Next category is up for bid. That is the comedian Bill Burr, who I hear, according to Jake the Millennial, is not only his favorite comedian. Is that right? Your favorite comedian?
Yeah, hands down. There's no competition.
Nobody better, because he's politically incorrect. He just says whatever he feels like saying, and it doesn't make a difference. Like old school, like when people used to joke about anything and everything, and everybody understood it was a joke, and now you can't joke about anything and everything. So they bring him to the Grammys, and then they're mad at him for saying some things that he said at the Grammys yesterday. This is for all you people who found out or are just finding out this morning that the Grammys took place yesterday, and you didn't watch. You are probably among... Well, everybody. Nobody watched the Grammys at all because everybody knows what it's about. It's politically correct and it's over the top politically correct. Trust me, I know from my years in the business, and I'm talking 20 years ago, how politically correct it was in its own ways. But it wasn't overt. It was covert. But now it's just overtly, ridiculously over the top. Politically correct, and they have Bill Burr on. Who thought it was a good idea? Apparently, this guy now has upset people, and I'll tell you why in a second. I'll play the audio. How is it that who does that? Like, it's like if you know that your cousin Vinny's coming over the house, right? And your cousin Vinny just cannot. He drinks like a fish. He's constantly drinking, and every time he drinks, he's always screaming and cussing, and he makes people cry, and then he ruins every single party that he goes to, every family function. Your Uncle Vinny or your cousin Vinny or some guy named Vinny, he has to always come because he's married to your favorite aunt, and there's no way that you can. Okay, so what do you do? Hey, what's cousin Vinny doing? Maybe does he want to come to the party? Maybe you don't invite cousin Vinny to the party. Because if you know he's going to cause trouble, then why do you invite him to the party? And that's Bill Burr. And so why would the Grammys be shocked that somebody who's a comedian whose whole shtick is to be politically incorrect has upset them by being politically incorrect? Am I missing something? Jake, you help me. You're a millennial. You probably watched some of the Grammys last night. Am I missing anything with this guy?
I had no idea there was Grammys going on last night.
Okay, so a little bit, just to give you an idea of some of the things that he did. So, they had him introduce all right, let's see what it is. Favorite.
Not only what?
The best regional Mexican music album. So they had Bill Burr introduce and then announce the winner of the best regional Mexican music album. Here you go.
Not only what? All right. And the winner, the Grammy goes to Natalia Lafourcade. Oh, please. Dude, I will accept on behalf of her. If I butchered her name, I'm sorry. Natalie, you won.
Natalie, you won. Okay, doesn't know her name. I guess nobody ever told him to learn the name of the winner because you don't know. It's announced at the I guess they pull the envelope out and the guy doesn't know how to. So everybody's mad because why is let's let the audio speak for itself why everybody's mad. That wasn't it. It was when he was getting ready to announce the Tropical Latin album that he said this.
All right. Hey, how many feminists are like going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff? And the Grammy goes.
I don't see anything wrong with anything that he said, by the way.
Why is this cis white male doing all of this Latino? Okay. Should I play that again just so you can hear that?
All right. Hey, how many feminists are like going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff? And the Grammy.
Yes. Oh, man. And I was wondering why Bill Burr's name was trending on Twitter as of late last night. And I didn't bother. I don't know Bill Burr and I don't know who he is. So I just saw the name and I recognized now, looking back, that it was trending. So the guy is politically incorrect and everybody knows it. Back in 2018, for example, the comedian unapologetically pushed back against the left's gender ideology, partially when it comes to children, slammed fascist liberals for pushing their gender-neutral ideology onto the rest of us on a recent episode of Your Mom's House podcast. I don't know what that is. And he was saying all kinds of things about, I don't know, whatever. But basically going after liberals and gender neutral ideology and said all kinds of things he shouldn't have said. And so what they do is they know this guy's politically incorrect. They know he roasts liberals. He goes after them. He's not afraid to talk about everything that's in the culture that nobody wants to touch because they're always afraid to lose their jobs or say the wrong thing or be doxxed or whatever the case may be, because that's how liberals do it now. You know, in this culture, they'll figure out what you said 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago and then destroy you forever. You have no life. Your life is done. And he doesn't seem to care. And so the Grammy says, hey, let's get that guy to do it. Now, how do I put this? Because you're a Bill Burr fan. You're telling me that's not a setup?
He's bulletproof anyway. It doesn't matter.
People don't care.
Cancel Bill Burr.
You can't.
Good luck.
Now, why can't you cancel Bill Burr? Why is it that he doesn't get canceled, but everybody else does? What is it about Bill Burr that's so special that he doesn't?
Bill Burr specifically, his audience knows that this is what Bill Burr produces. This is the content that he
Right.
gives.
So the Grammys knew that this is what it was going to produce, and yet still brought him in because we're talking about it.
But I don't see anything controversial about anything that he said. I'm sorry that people's feelings got hurt because he told the truth, because he's literally just foreshadowing the whole what happened by even saying that the feminists would be talking about him. Why is he talking about all this Latino?
Yeah.
And how does he know how to pronounce? Listen, if you don't hand the guy a card with a proper pronunciation of the word on there, don't expect him to pronounce it right. He's a redheaded white guy.
Well, look, here's the thing. Well, that guy doesn't have any hair.
Yeah,
He's bald.
His
I don't know what you
eyebrows
know.
are red.
All right, so here's the issue. Number one, I thought it was interesting because in the same weekend, man, I wish I could find the audio, but the problem with the audio is I can't pull the audio because it's got a bunch of F-bombs in it. In the same weekend, Bill Burr has leftists raging over those comments at the Grammy Awards, knowing full well who Bill Burr is. And Bill Burr's like, listen, this is what I do. Sorry. What are you going to do? Cancel me? I'll go out and do shows and I'll have tons of people showing up and it doesn't make a difference. Knock yourself out. My life is fine. And then you have Sarah Silverman, one of the biggest lefties in Hollywood. And Sarah Silverman was over the weekend. And like I said, I don't think I can play any of the audio that she had on her, I guess it was a podcast that she does or some kind of video. I don't know what it was. But in the same weekend, now you have a comedian, Sarah Silverman, who ripped the Democrat Party during an emotional video on Instagram. Okay, so she did this, I guess she does a podcast, but they posted her she posted the comments on Instagram. criticizing Democrats for not allowing progress and suggesting that she no longer wants to be associated with the party because they're elitist. There's no progress. You call yourself the party of progress. It's the absolutistness of the party that I am in that is such a turnoff to me, talking about Democrats. It's so elitist, for something called progressive. It allows for zero progress. It's all or nothing, no steps forward. She's talking about zeroing in on the left's appetite for canceling the impure or offensive. It's all or nothing. Again, I'm taking out the cussing. All or nothing, righteousness porn. And I've been thinking about it a lot just in general, and I don't know that I want to be associated with any party. I really don't think that I want to be associated with any party anymore. It just comes with too much baggage. Every party, it comes with so much baggage that no ideas can be taken at face value. And without ideas, what are we? Without a common truth, how can we talk about it? So now you have Sarah Silverman, who's raging against the Democrat Party, who's saying, listen, progress is all about we all talk, we all communicate, we get our ideas out there, and then we as a society can look at the best and worst in society and the best and worst of things that is happening and is being discussed, and then we can weed out all the junk and get down to what is right, what is the truth. Not your truth, but the truth. Welcome to the party, because that's what we've been talking about this whole time. And now Sarah Silverman is all of a sudden discovering that the cancel culture of the left is all about shutting you down and even shutting her voice down, shutting Bill Burr's voice down, and how this is clearly unacceptable talk, that he would bring something up like this in a society where we should be able to laugh at ourselves sometimes, understand when like we used to do, when a joke is a joke and understanding what a joke is and is not. And now you've got Sarah Silverman who's like, I can't believe my party's like, it's always been like that. So I just thought that was interesting that there's nothing progressive about the Democrats. And now she doesn't want to be associated. Well, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. And I think even Bill Maher took a position the same way with something that I'm going to get to, because it also calls attention to what we are allowed to say and not allowed to say. The China masculinity issue. Did you hear about this? Because I think coming up next hour, we're going to kind of dive into this and see what you all think, because I thought this was interesting as well. Remember, I was gone on Friday, so all of these things started to develop. It's like, I got to catch up. So did you hear that China proposes teaching masculinity to boys, as the state now is saying that they're losing their masculinity? A masculinity crisis? China says the boys are not all right. The education ministry plans to beef up gym classes as top officials say that there's too much, how did the New York Times put it? Gosh, I can't. It just went down. All right. Teaching masculinity to boys. This we heard about last week when Tucker Carlson was bringing it up, and the concerns about what's going on with our military, and how Tucker Carlson now has to be canceled for even suggesting that China looks at what's going on there and they see a masculinity crisis and they're concerned about it. And we have the president here in this country who is looking at the military and say we have to do more to do the moral right thing, which is to understand that you can't say things like masculinity. You're not allowed to talk about masculinity. We have to make things gender neutral. We have to make the policies when it comes to the military. What's the word specifically? Ensure fairness. And this is nothing new. This discussion about fairness in the military. Remember, it was Tucker Carlson who was calling it out, and the president who was talking about these different changes that were taking place in the military, the flight suits. right? You remember this?
Relatively straightforward work where we're making good progress designing body armor that fits women properly, tailoring combat uniforms for women, creating maternity flight suits, and updating requirements for their hairstyles.
Updating hairstyles and maternity flight suits. And all of these, and Tucker Carlson's like, well, hold on a second. I have some questions about all of this. And this being prioritized when you have China saying there's a masculinity crisis and they're taking a different route. And we're looking at this as, well, it's a new world and we have to get our gender roles correct and we have to introduce things into the military that are, fill in the blank. And China is doing anything and everything they can to pretty much destroy us. Like they're building up their military capabilities. They have a population that's like 5 times ours. An economy that's able to generate money for the regime there and the government to be able to expand their military. They're not looking at any of these things. That's what it is. Look, it's okay. China wants to use the spirit of Yang to counter feminization of boys. One newspaper puts it. Chinese leaders and Tucker Carlson tout outdated masculinity. That from Bloomberg. So maybe we should talk a little bit more about this and what was said, and how the military decided to go after Tucker Carlson, and then the U.S. Marine Corps that did go after Tucker Carlson in a Twitter account did something over the weekend that many people thought was interesting. So we'll talk about that coming up. 239-479-5592. You can watch. DrewSteele.com is the website. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along. Traffic. There's Therese O'Shea right there.
Good Monday morning. Off to a clear, quiet start on 75. 41 not seeing any slowdowns early on this morning. If you're heading out toward Alligator Alley, taking a trip to the East Coast. Nice, easy commute out there right now, as well as on the East Trail. Getting a little bit busy along Pine Ridge Road right near 75 and Livingston in Collier County. And a little slow moving as well right on 41 near downtown Naples. Downtown Fort Myers roadways very clear and quiet early on this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s across Southwest Florida with a lot of sunshine. Pretty much a continuation of the great beach weather we had over the weekend. We do get a little bit warmer by the middle of the week, but our next chance of rain brings a small opportunity for accumulation and cooler and drier temperatures into the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Rush Limbaugh. New study is out about another man-made crisis. This time the threat is mass extinction. Yeah, a handful of scientists say that humans have damaged the Earth's ecosystem so horribly that we are headed for the biggest mass extinction since the dinosaurs were wiped out 66 million years ago. These scientists claim 2 species vanish every year, over 200 in the last century. Of the 177 species of mammals, 40% have experienced a serious drop in population. Now, co-author of the study is the disgraced Stanford professor Paul Ehrlich. He says the asteroid that hit Earth, wiping out the dinosaurs, was not making a choice. But the coming mass extinction is the result of human choice, overpopulation, overconsumption by the rich. Ehrlich complains that wildlife habitats have been plowed under and paved, replaced by buildings and strip malls. Of course, Amazon's going to fix that. Of course, this crisis comes with a deadline. The study gives us only 2 or 3 decades to straighten the problem out, or else we're done. Mass extinction will be so far gone, we won't be able to recover. Let me turn back the hands of time. 1968, that's when a young scientist named Paul Ehrlich wrote The Population Bomb. He predicted the population would double and the Earth would not have the resources to sustain it. So we wiped out 20 years ago by starvation. Except there's more of us here than ever. Population's doubled. Ehrlich is full of it.
Mahindra is the official tractor of tough. And if you ask Mahindra owners, they'll tell you we're also the official tractor of working through a long, hard winter. and the official tractor of getting your land ready for spring. And right now, Mahindra is the official tractor of spring savings. Save thousands or get 0% interest on tough new Mahindra tractors during the Mahindra Spring Sales event. Your Mahindra dealer has spring savings on subcompact tractors all the way up to utility tractors. Stop by, or you'll officially be missing great deals on Mahindra. Learn more at whymahindra.com. On select models for a limited time only, go to whymahindra.com for more information.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Shenango Supply Company of Punta Gorda or call 941-637-1165. That's 941-637-1165.
I cannot tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're going to get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water's doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call, Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water. That's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them. 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
A refreshing swim in your pool shouldn't be interrupted by cloudy water, a broken heater, or faulty equipment. Healthy Pools of Southwest Florida keeps your oasis ready to enjoy every day. Their experts complete a 20-point checklist at each visit, keeping your pool healthy and protecting your investment. Relax knowing your pool is in good hands. Call 239-425-0300 right now and receive your first month free. That's 239-425-0300 or healthypoolsswfl.com. Healthy Pools is a forgotten country company.
It's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples. And first of all, TJ, you know how much I love my Core-Tech, my home, my wife. When I bring people over, I kind of brag on the floor. Actually, they brag on it for me. They look and they see how beautiful it is. And the selection you have is amazing. Talk about it.
We have 100 colors of Core-Tech right now that we stock by the pallet, so I can sell it cheaper to you every day than anybody else around. We're getting in, I believe, 10 new colors for their entries for 2021. Usually we go out to Vegas and see it there, but with coronavirus, they brought it to me this time.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Biden speaks to the White House today about implementing the American Rescue Plan he signed into law last week. $1,400 direct payments hit some Americans' bank accounts over the weekend. And the president's Treasury Secretary says the $1.9 trillion bill will help the economy.
Secretary Janet Yellen says the money provided by the plan to aid Americans, help local governments, and open schools was critically needed. On ABC's This Week, she said she's also optimistic about an economic rebound.
If we defeat the pandemic, that we can have the economy back near full employment next year.
Not one congressional Republican supported the rescue plan, many of them saying the bill was more of a blue state bailout, with only a fraction of it earmarked to fight the effects of COVID-19. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
White House Chief Medical Officer Dr. Anthony Fauci is calling on former President Trump to encourage his supporters to get coronavirus vaccines, as polls show they are less likely to get vaccinated. Dr. Fauci says about dropping coronavirus precautions.
If you wait just a bit longer to give the vaccine program a chance to increase the protection in the community, then it makes pulling back much less risky.
He was on Fox News Sunday. March Madness, the NCAA men's college basketball tournament, starts Thursday.
The field of 68 teams heading to Indianapolis was revealed, and leading the bracket are the 4 number 1 seeds, Gonzaga, Baylor, Illinois, and Michigan. The Bulldogs are the top overall seed, recording a perfect regular season on their way to the West Coast Conference title. The Big Ten leads the way with the most teams in the bracket, sending 9 representatives to the field, including 2 number 1 seeds and 2 number 2 seeds in Iowa and Ohio State. It all starts on Thursday, March 18th, with the tip-off of the first 4. The first game set for 5 p.m. Eastern Time on True TV.
Fox's Ryan Mayer. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Off to a clear, quiet start on 75. 41 not seeing any slowdowns early on this morning. You're heading out toward Alligator Alley, taking a trip to the East Coast. Nice, easy commute out there right now, as well as on the East Trail. Getting a little bit busy along Pine Ridge Road right near 75 and Livingston in Collier County, and a little slow moving as well right on 41 near downtown Naples. Downtown Fort Myers roadways very clear and quiet early on this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. And Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel, or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. That army includes an entire legal team, specialist lawyers, investigators, and a 24/7 client satisfaction staff. Just like if you were going into surgery, you wouldn't trust one person to handle the paperwork, the scheduling, the anesthesia, and the surgery. Have you ever seen a surgeon operating alone and without resources? No way. Why would you trust a small firm with your case? Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you are injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website if you want to watch. It's set up so it's simple for your phone, for your smart device, for your computer. You can watch there anytime you want. Why did the Marines apologize to Tucker Carlson over the weekend? Did you hear about this? And this is kind of an update to a story that was from last week. Tucker Carlson, if you remember the story, was talking about how China is changing their policy, and there's been a concern in China about a quote-unquote masculinity crisis. That China is concerned that there's some teaching masculinity to boys that is needed because of, I guess, there was, what is it specifically? I guess there were some kids that were being made fun of because of a high-pitched voice, the way they screamed when they tried to maintain discipline among fellow students as a class monitor. So they were calling out some kids and the way they were acting. Others teased him for spending so much time with girls and said he acted like he was trying to date the other boys in the class. This 11-year-old was a little too girly at a Shanghai experimental school. And so there were fifth graders, one in particular, that was being looked at by certain teachers and how they were being made fun of in China's largest city. The bullying eventually stopped, but a recent announcement by the government that singles out boys who don't fit traditional Chinese ideas of masculinity has revived the painful memories. And the plan is to encourage masculinity in male students, inflame the debate over modern gender roles, as China's government increasingly emphasizes what many consider to be outdated and damaging stereotypes for men and boys. And Tucker Carlson was bringing this up in terms of the military and the concerns there. Let's remember something. China doesn't give about gender roles. China doesn't seem to care very much about when it comes to the role that you would imagine they would play in a society, in the world, when it comes to business and commerce and the stealing of intellectual property. You could even take it a step further and be concerned about the ethnic cleansing of Uyghurs in China, as that has been discussed. But for some reason, people don't want to go that deep into it when it comes to China. They just want to talk about how outdated they are with their modern gender roles. And don't you see that not only does China not care about climate change and is willing to spew fossil fuel carbon into the atmosphere, and they don't care about your carbon footprint, and they could care less about that. And you do realize that they, at the same time, could care about you sitting here in the United States, thinking about gender roles, even when it comes to the military and what is happening there, a discussion that is not new to this month or this week, but something that was discussed 5 years ago that I'm going to bring up in just a second. That because of all of this, what we end up doing is we end up looking at modern gender roles in the military. We end up looking at that in culture and society. We end up looking at our carbon footprint and the things that we're doing to the planet and how we have to make everything better personally, while China is eating our lunch and wants to pretty much dominate, if not destroy, the United States. Ultimately, it would be shocking to many people if 100 years from now, we don't hear anything about a war between the United States and China. I hate to put it that way, but to suggest that everything is all we have to do is show the world how to do it and everybody will join along is preposterous. It's kind of the lead in the story that gets missed in all of this, right? Does that make sense? Maybe I need to take it back. Do you understand? Jake the millennial who barely pays attention on a daily basis. Help me out with this. Are you ready? Do you understand? China does not care about burning fossil fuels. They don't care about being green. They don't care about your description of how modern gender roles need to be and the LGBTQ plus community. They don't care about any of this. They're ignoring all of that. And do you understand when I say that if the United States and the rest of the world takes a lead in this, that China does not care about that? They have no interest. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Just because we're doing it doesn't mean China's going, oh, that looks like a fantastic idea. Oh, I think we should go along with that, right? And so Tucker Carlson last week was bringing that up, the concern that many people have, and that there is a lot of things that are going on within the military. Again, I bring this up because it's not anything new. This is not something that just came up now. I'm looking at a Marine Times article from 2017, May of 2017. And I remember talking about this in Salt Lake City because it was a few months before this that the concerns came up, as the Marine Times was talking about, lowering fitness standards, fueling disrespect for women. The Marine Corps' longstanding tradition of having two-tiered fitness requirements for men and women aims to ensure fairness, but a growing chorus of critics say it creates a double standard and implies that female Marines are not as physically capable as men. It's another political battle inside the Corps over gender and standards that stems in part from last year's controversial, this was 2016, decision to allow women to serve in combat units traditionally restricted to men. The Marines recently began imposing gender-neutral physical requirements for specific jobs, a move designed to moot concerns that physical standards will suffer as women integrate into combat units. Remember the whole discussion about how they were changing, what was it specifically? That they were changing the physical tests. And now the question about the Army reportedly considering doing away with its new gender-neutral physical tests itself after test results showed that the majority of women failed while approximately 90% of men passed. Officials are reportedly considering having different evaluation categories for men and women due to the physiological differences between the two. Research showed that the Army Combat Fitness Test, which is the same for male and female soldiers, was leading to lower results for women with a knock-on effect for promotions. Report from last fall found that 54% of women failed the test, while only 7% of males did. So what they're going to do is they're going to lower down the tests or get rid of it altogether. And this is a question that has come up, and so people are legitimately wanting to talk about this and ask questions. And again, I think the lead gets missed in this discussion because you're going to have the left that is out to get Tucker Carlson anyway, and it doesn't make a difference, and they want to go after him and how they did. And when he called out what is going on in China and the masculinization, is that the right word? Concerns in China and the things that they're willing to do to strengthen a military and whether or not you feel, look, just by saying that already, I'm going to get cards and letters and texts and tweets and everything else with people being mad. But Tucker Carlson wants to ask and talk about this, especially when we understand some of what is being discussed, reversing gender-neutral physical tests, lowering test standards, because we have to do the right thing to have more women in the military. If they want to be there, they deserve to be there, and we should. It's kind of like in police departments, as was discussed in 4 years ago. It was almost every year we talk about lowering standards and tests so that people can get accepted. But meanwhile, it's important that they've passed these tests because this is what you have to deal with in combat. This is what you have to deal with if you're in a police department, for example, and the rigors of the job. The rigors of the position. And All we want to do is talk about this. And yet when you bring it up, somehow you have to be doxxed and canceled. You can't talk about it. We have modern gender roles, everybody, and it has to be accepted. Except when you realize the lead of the story is that China has no intentions on doing anything that you are talking about with regards to that. Do you see that? That's the lead. That's the point. By the way, I brought that up earlier about the Marines apologizing to Tucker Carlson, did they? It was Andrea Whitberg at American Thinker who was talking about how the top levels of the military had been purged during the Obama years and as a result have gone overboard in attacking Tucker Carlson on Twitter for his remarks criticizing prioritizing flight suits, for example, for pregnant women and other obsessions over feminizing the military. By Sunday, people were beginning to realize that the commanding officer in charge of the social media accounts should have stepped down and been disciplined. What was that all about? If you remember, it was, what was it? The official account of the Marine Expeditionary Force Information Group used a pejorative on social media in responding to Tucker Carlson's recent statements on how the military should be focused more on adversaries and less on cultural issues. That's where the Marines shared a picture of a female soldier carrying a male one and tagged Carlson, writing that the photo showed, quote, what it looks like in today's armed forces. Get right before you get left, boomer, the account said, using a word widely considered a pejorative term. After intense pushback for using an official military account to slam a private citizen, the Marine unit wrote in tweets, quote, we are human, we messed up. What was intended as a tweet in support of our female Marines and sisters serving in uniform was clearly not aligned with our standard practices or an appropriate representation of the Marine Corps. Will do better. But of course, nobody specifically was called out. It was just human error. We made a mistake. Let's move on. And it was Red State who had a column talking about this as well. That since when does the military mobilize a formidable group of commissioned and non-commissioned senior staff to attack a journalist who's legitimately offering criticism? I mean, Tucker Carlson just is asking the question, shouldn't we be talking about it? And again, don't forget the lead. The lead is that somehow the left in this country and those that want to create modern gender roles and climate change, green policies and the like, that somehow if we do this, that China's like, oh, I guess everybody else is doing it, so we'll go along with it, until China says, yeah, we're not doing that. And when we do certain things like climate change policy, we are hurt economically. We hurt this country when we do certain policies when it comes to climate change that China has no intention of even going there. Thus keeping strength where we've always had the strength. And again, nobody is saying that certain climate or certain policies should not be put in place to help to preserve the planet or when it comes to conservatives not caring about the planet. We've been through this a million times, but the idea is that the marketplace will come up with these answers on its own, and we can't force it to happen, which is what has happened too many times, because somehow that's how it has to be. It doesn't. And other countries don't look at us and take the lead on this stuff. They look at it as a vulnerability to take advantage of. And that's the point. Are we putting this country in a really bad position by doing this? Well, the answer may lie in this from the U.S. military. Under the leadership of Democrat President Joe Biden, this from the Daily Wire, has repeatedly attacked Fox News host Tucker Carlson over the last couple of days for daring to call out America's ability to win wars if it doesn't prioritize the right things. But Carlson's comments come at the same time that the results from a recent, quote, highly classified war game leaked this week that showed, quote, if the U.S. military doesn't change course quickly, that we're going to lose fast. That's Air Force Lieutenant General S. Clinton Inoue told the Yahoo News. So we got new hairstyles, new maternity flight suits. Pregnant women are going to fight our wars. It's a mockery of the U.S. military. That's what Carlson was talking about when bringing up Joe Biden in these comments that we played a little earlier. Like, play that again. What the president said.
Some of it's relatively straightforward work. where we're making good progress designing body armor that fits women properly, tailoring combat uniforms for women, creating maternity flight suits, updating requirements for their hairstyles.
Yeah, so that's what he said. It was like, why are we focusing on that? Just asking the question, just wants to have the discussion, but we can't do that anymore. And then when you come to find out that there are people in the military that are looking at some of these war games and saying, we need to catch up here. We're going to lose fast if we don't change course. What does that look like? So again, I'm bringing this story up for a couple of different reasons, but I think the one big thing that is always the takeaway in a situation like this is somehow, even in the past, as we've talked about this, and how this country somehow, the left believes that all we have to do is show the world how morally right we are when it comes to modern gender roles and taking the lead when it comes to climate change and green energy. And all we have to do is do this and everybody else will come on board. And China looks and laughs and says, knock yourself out. We're going to take a different pursuit here. And even when it comes to green energy policy, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to destroy our economy and destroy what we've got going on. And I'm not saying it's the right decision. All I'm saying is it's the decision that they're making. That somehow there are people in this country that think if we do it, that everybody's going to go along with it. Like, oh, shucks, we want to be part of the crowd. When their intention is quite obvious for the future, and it's not to be buddy-buddy with the United States because we have so much in common. Quite the contrary. Aggressively building up military. A very large population. How much? 4 to 5 times bigger than our own? The more the economy grows in China, the more that money goes to a government that can invest in military, targeting the United States. I mean, when you talk about being politically correct in the military, can we be? And can we talk about it? Or am I not allowed to bring it up? Tucker Carlson's not around to bring it up. Nobody's around. You can't. Nope. Off base. Just asking. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. DrewSteele.com, the website, if you want to watch. Do we have traffic right now? Sure. Okay. Trace O'Shea. She's got it.
Good Monday morning. Off to a clear, quiet start on 75. 41 not seeing any slowdowns early on this morning. If you're heading out toward Alligator Alley, taking a trip to the East Coast. Nice, easy commute out there right now, as well as on the East Trail. Getting a little bit busy along Pine Ridge Road right near 75 and Livingston in Collier County. And a little slow moving as well right on 41 near downtown Naples. Downtown Fort Myers roadways very clear and quiet early on this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s across Southwest Florida with a lot of sunshine. Pretty much a continuation of the great beach weather we had over the weekend. We do get a little bit warmer by the middle of the week, but our next chance of rain brings a small opportunity for accumulation and cooler and drier temperatures into the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995. There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
If you missed getting an extra $8,000 for your old car, pay close attention. The $8,000 trade-in event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral has been extended. Friday through Monday only. Bring your trade to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer and get $8,000 over book value for it. Your $2,000 vehicle is now worth $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18 grand. Any way you look at it, you get an extra $8,000. Sutherland Nissan is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. If you thought your car was worth only a few $100, add $8,000. This event has been extended through this weekend only. It absolutely ends Monday. Don't miss out on getting $8,000 extra funds just for bringing in your old car. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, and your used car mega store. Shop online at nissansales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
See dealer for details.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit NaplesShutter.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. One of the most common questions I get is, how do we make a denture in a few days when other offices take a few months? Well, I have a denture lab on site. This allows us to create a custom denture just for you. You approve the color, the shape, even the position of all the teeth before you take it home. Have you ever seen a horrible looking denture? Well, it wasn't made in my office. Did you know that most dental offices send their dentures out to be made in other countries like Costa Rica and even China? So call me, Dr. D'Amico, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a mouthful of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Go to someone who performs implant surgery every day. Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implants and dentures. So call or visit our website to see our current specials, watch some informative videos, and even see before and after pictures of our current patients. So go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. I'm Dr. D'Amico and I want to help. 234-5284.
License number DN15639.
It's amazing what we're asked to share online.
Online yoga needs our last 2 years of tax returns.
Hey, if we upload our passports, we get extra bacon at the buffet.
Sweet. It's not that you try to be unsafe.
So I gave your birth date for free parking.
That's how I got this robe.
But every time you give up info and privacy,
I'm sure the site's fine, Mom. They just need a picture of your driver's license.
you may have to give up a little safety too.
Enter address for free tater tots. It's tot time.
Norton 360 with LifeLock helps keep your digital life safer. With device security, a VPN to keep your Wi-Fi activity private, and identity theft protection, all in one.
Mom, what's your 401k number?
Opt in to cyber safety. Save 25% or more off your first year of Norton 360 with LifeLock at norton.com/join. That's 25% off at norton.com/join.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here.
Your old pool pump is an energy hog and likely your second greatest user of electricity. We'll install a new Pentair energy-efficient pump, saving you over $500 a year. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Off to a clear, quiet start on 75. 41 not seeing any slowdowns early on this morning. You're heading out toward Alligator Alley, taking a trip to the East Coast. Nice, easy commute out there right now, as well as on the East Trail. Getting a little bit busy along Pine Ridge Road right near 75 and Livingston in Collier County, and a little slow moving as well right on 41 near downtown Naples. Downtown Fort Myers roadways very clear and quiet early on this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. And Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you can agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. All law firms are not the same. Some have the financial resources to fight corporate giants and insurance companies. Some may be struggling just to pay rent. Some are feared by the insurance industry because of their trial results and settlements. Others are just a joke. How would you know? Ask these questions, visit their websites, talk to judges and other lawyers. This is your life and your case. You only get one shot. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. It's been a few years since I had my LASIK procedure done with Dr. France and his team, but still, every day is absolutely amazing after having worn glasses and contacts every day of my life for so long. Well, since I had my LASIK procedure done, France Eye Care team offers now a whole host of options that are even better and easier for you to get LASIK. One possibility you can look at is called the SMILE procedure. Basically, it has a smaller incision, no flap, and a really low incidence of dry eye syndrome, something actually I never even had. Here's another one, Visian ICL. What this is actually an implantable lens, both reversible and replaceable. So in other words, it can be removed if your vision needs change. Go contact Dr. France and his team today. They changed my life. Let them change yours. Dial ** 2020 from your mobile phone. Financing is available and affordable.
France Eye Care.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Call the boys at National Exterminators. I'm putting out a new contract on Bugsy the Roach, Ratso the Rat, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob.
Okay, Godfather, but ain't that gonna cost us a lot?
No! National Exterminators just told me they'll whack anyone for only $46.
Only $46?
Get it done!
Operator, get me Bugsy the Roach, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob on the phone fast.
Yeah, hello, she. Who's this?
This better be important.
Yeah, talk, Ratso, we're listening.
Seems like the Godfather put out a contract on all of us.
How much is this contract?
$46. 46 smackers. The boys of National Exterminators are out now looking for all of us.
Honest. Run.
It looks like curtains for me, boys.
Got pest of your own you want to whack? Call the boys at National Exterminators. Just dial 239-46-NO-BUG. National Exterminators. Prompt, polite, and professional. Just call 46-NO-BUG and 46nobug.com.
National Exterminators.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. Come to one of our 3 beautiful locations. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. You can go there anytime you would like. We've made it mobile friendly. Good for your phone, good for your smart device, good for your computer. It's just good for you. It's good all around. So if you want to watch, and don't forget, Steele has 3 E's. All right, coming up, let's see. We've got Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. If you want to play, that coming up at 7:50. We do it each and every day, so get ready for that. Also, I wanted to talk about this issue of homelessness here in Southwest Florida and how we're seeing more and more of it. And there's an answer from the Fort Myers mayor of what to do. And a plan for homelessness. And I just want to make a point about this, which is that I can tell you that this is an issue, homelessness, that you've got to be careful with. Because when you have politicians that come in who believe that they're going to be able to eradicate homelessness, or they're going to help to bring it down here in places like Southwest Florida. I witnessed what happened in Salt Lake City. I was there for a year, and I stepped into Salt Lake City at a time when there was a heated debate and issue with homelessness in downtown Salt Lake. And I can tell you that there was one thing that they didn't do that I questioned the authorities there, politicians there, through all of it. And one thing that they never admitted to me that they never did. And if we don't do it here in Southwest Florida, if we don't bring this up, if the politicians are listening to me right now, if somebody works with these politicians, works with law enforcement, is listening to the sound of my voice, I'm about to tell you something that has to be done in order for anything to change. So I want you to be ready for that coming up in just a second. But I got a couple of texts, and I neglected to play this audio from earlier, and I said I was going to do it. Brian Stelter, CNN, is a tool. He's just a giant, big old tool, and I don't think he knows it. But man, the evidence is there. How ridiculous the fake news legacy media has become. Places like CNN and MSNBC and others, how they just flat out lie, blatant lies, and not just the lies, but the way they talk about things that they want to change, and then trying to figure out new ways to get these things to change, like Fox News and getting them off the air. Look, no cable outlet is going to take Fox News off the air, as they admit here. But I want you to listen to Brian Stelter and how ridiculous this comment is, and I'll explain in just a second how it is ridiculous. So here's Brian Stelter explaining to people. He's got this big panel of individuals, all smarter than you and smarter than everybody else, and they have a way that they're going to get Fox News off the air now. And here's the answer.
I don't think any company is actually going to remove Fox News from the cable lineup. But there are these questions about Fox's, as Fox radicalizes and as it becomes even more and more of a political tool.
As Fox News radicalizes and becomes more of a political tool.
Zerwick, you wrote a column recently for The Sun about this, saying Fox should be viewed as a political tool. And that raises a question. Should it be a part of the White House press pool? Should it be afforded the privileges that come with news gathering? Even though they do have some news reporters at the White House, you're saying they're primarily a political tool. So should that be reassessed, Zerwick?
Political tool. So they shouldn't have press passes. They shouldn't be on board Air Force One. No, everything should be revoked. They're a political tool. I want you to know how humorous, how funny, how rich that is coming from CNN. Can I just make a quick analysis here? So Brian Stelter, CNN, and his whole group of individuals there that are all smarter than you, they want you to believe that Fox News is a political tool. That's all they're good for, and they're not journalists. And so they need to have press passes taken away. Air Force One, we can't have them on there. You're kidding. Can I remind you what a political tool sounds like? Can I remind you what a media sounds like when they are a political tool?
Today is a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump.
Today was a turning point.
A turning point.
We're at a turning point here.
The beginning of the end for the Trump presidency.
We have another bombshell.
Mike Pence might have to assume the office of the presidency.
Rumblings of the word impeachment.
Breaking news.
Another bombshell out of the White House.
I believe this is the beginning of the end.
I do too.
It's really the beginning of the end.
He may be feeling the walls closing in on him.
All the walls closing in on him.
The walls closing in on him.
Breaking news, a new bombshell.
Yeah, you need to stop. I think for 4 years, all we heard about from 2016, 17, 18, all we heard about was Russia collusion hoax and how the fake news legacy media was using these outlets as a political tool. You need to sit this one out there. The CNN, Brian Stelter. Yeah, sit back and you just shush it. As family would say, just shush it. There you go. So, all right, 239-479-5592. I was going to play another clip of that, but I'll leave that one alone. All right, I wanted to bring this up before we go to Drew's College. I saw this article in the news press. It was talking about the homelessness issue. I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. How not only homelessness here in Southwest Florida, but man, how many people are panhandling these days? Every single street corner, it is increasing in Southwest Florida. And people are saying, well, we're becoming a bigger city. And as we get bigger, there are going to be more people here. More people here mean more homeless issues and more panhandlers. Well, not necessarily. Fort Myers Mayor Kevin Anderson is broadening his effort to move homeless people living in tents at Lions Park next to Lee Memorial. The second attempt to win approval for a plan that would move them to a parcel owned by the Salvation Army in the rear of Edison Avenue complex. You have a Cape Coral City Council member, Jennifer Nelson, this from the News Press, planning to speak to the Fort Myers Council on this proposal and the need for homeless people to have access to services when housing is found for them. So we got to get housing, and then we have to have services for them as well. We need to hear from a diversity of courses if we were to have an impact. This is the mayor, is that right? Who's saying this? Okay. Anderson continues to insist that the homeless need to be at a place where services are available to help them with issues that lead to chronic homelessness. You can't just shelter, whether it be in a facility or a house, Anderson said Friday. The whole purpose of the rapid rehousing of Housing First is stability so that you can work on the issues that led them to homelessness. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion here, and I don't know if this is in this story, if this is part of the story. I don't know necessarily what the mayor, Kevin Anderson, is thinking here with this specific plan. I'm just reading from the News Press. Maybe we'll have him on the program to talk about this specifically, but I have to say this, and this is the most important part of all of this. Salt Lake City was where I was at from 2016 to 2017. The minute I arrived on the air in Salt Lake City with a huge homeless problem. A big, hundreds, thousands homeless in the city of Salt Lake, in Pioneer Park, in the Rio Grande area, an area where it was built during the Olympics to be an area where it would be housing and shopping, like a little village area, now became this area where the homeless were housed. And it was an area that was of great danger to the community. It became a place of high crime, sex trafficking, drugs. It was awful. Still, the issue exists to this day, but what they ended up deciding to do is they decided to take them in the community and disperse them into other areas around Salt Lake to get them out of this one place where everybody was congregating and being housed, and instead spread them all around the community. It was awful. They claimed that this was going to be the end of homelessness, and it was not. But when I had officials on there in Salt Lake, I asked a question that I was shocked to find the answer to. Because the answer was no. Or it was a lot of hemming and hawing. But nobody ever decided to ask these homeless individuals or to sit down with them and find out who they were, where they were from, why they were there, and then explore each individual to find out what their issue was. Nobody decided to do that. There were no questions asked. Here's a place to stay. Here are services that you have, and nothing was explored. They didn't find out if these individuals had criminal records. They didn't find out if there were mental issues that were going on with these individuals. They didn't find out if there were specific charges in the past or the drug abuse specifically for each individual and what was happening there. And they never asked and found out about each individual. And I'm just making the case that if you are trying to figure out what to do with the homeless in Southwest Florida, and you're looking at issues of where housing and giving them different services, you can't just make that the only issue. You've got to find out who they are. You've got to know what their condition is. You have to know whether or not they are there and know what each individual is up to, where they've been in their life, where they're from, why they're here. You've got to ask questions. And I'm just encouraging those here locally, politically, or law enforcement, whoever it is. I'm just asking you, please take time to find out who they are. Not just because you want to know about their history, not just because you want to know and find out more information as to whether they're going to be a charge to society or a danger to society, or whether or not there is some other help that they need that goes beyond the housing and services of food and shelter, but there's more that's needed that they're not getting. But because it's the right thing to do. Because it's the right thing to do. To find out who they are. To find out why they're here. to find out why they're in this position. If they are locally and they grew up here, why are they in this position? Too many times you hear about the story. And in the Salt Lake Tribune, I was reading a story back from when I was there in 2016 yesterday as I was prepping for the show this morning. And how they were talking about the individual who lost a job, who had 3 kids and had no place to go. That's anecdotal. It's one person of the hundreds and hundreds of people that were there homeless that were not in that condition at all, quite the opposite. But to take that one person and to say, well, this is how every homeless person is. It's a person down on their luck because of COVID. They lost their job. These kids now have no place to stay. The family is trying to get a job, but they're having a hard time doing it, and they lost everything. That's just that one individual. And it's nice that they found out about that one, but what about the others? Because they're not all like that. I just wanted to bring that up. All right. 239-479-5592. Right now, Jake, here we go. It is Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We do this each and every day, 7:50, so we're ready to do it right now. Caller number 5. If you'd like to play, we'd love to have you. 239-479-5592. We play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz. Oh, no, excuse me. Gosh, Teresa's got it today. Sorry about that, Teresa.
Good Monday morning. Heading out on Fort Myers Beach, we have a crash right in front of the Lonnie Kai on Estero Boulevard, not too far off the entrance to the island near the Matanzas Pass Bridge in Times Square on Fort Myers Beach. So watch out for some delays, especially heading in the northwest direction right now along Estero Boulevard. Otherwise, clear on the beach. The rest of our bridges looking pretty quiet early on this morning. 75, not seeing any major slowdowns. We do have a crash, a hit and run over at Daniels Parkway and Fiddlesticks Boulevard, just off I-75 to the west in Fort Myers, causing some slight slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s across Southwest Florida with a lot of sunshine. Pretty much a continuation of the great beach weather we had over the weekend. We do get a little bit warmer by the middle of the week, but our next chance of rain brings a small opportunity for accumulation and cooler and drier temperatures into the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. Get fast internet and advanced security made simple so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Do the math. Taking care of your pool is probably not a good use of your time and money. Free $50 Bonefish gift certificates when you sign up for one of our award-winning weekly service plans. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Ralph. Ralph's in Naples. Hey, Ralph.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. What? You're ready?
I'm all ready.
Okay. He doesn't even want to hear the rest of it. Okay. All right. Your associate's degree question starts right now. All right. Ralph, can you tell me George H.W. Bush, president in 1990, who was the vice president? George H.W. Bush was president in 1990. Who was the vice president?
Cheney?
No, it was Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle, 1990. We're talking about the first Bush.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry.
Sorry.
Be the same great person you've always been. All right, we'll see if you get a associate's degree on this question. If the president and vice president can no longer serve, who becomes the president?
Speaker of the House.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you name 2 wars that were fought by the United States in the 1900s?
World War I. Spanish American?
No, it would be the World War I, or World War II, or Korean War, or the Vietnam War, Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Geez.
That's okay. No worries. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question.
Thank you. Oh, geez.
What cheese has to do with it? But anyway, all right. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these very famous words?
We the people.
There you go. See, big comeback for you. All right, Ralph. Great job. You started off
you did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Job,
okay, thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, there goes Ralph. There he goes. It's the man gets to the point and gets out. All right, 239-479-5592. Coming up, some COVID news. Oh, boy, there was a lot of COVID talk on the Talking Head shows over the weekend. Some of it really crazy. Hey, maybe or maybe not, you might have a July 4th. Hey, maybe or maybe not, the Fauci will let you know when you'll be able to go to a wedding again. Crazy stuff. You'll get to hear it coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with our Week 2 legislative update. First, I want to talk about how the process works. Florida has a part-time legislature that meets annually for a 60-day legislative session. Our only constitutional requirement is to pass a balanced budget. House members can file up to 7 bills, and senators can file an unlimited number. 3,068 bills have been filed, and only about 10% of those will pass both chambers to be signed into law by the governor. Bills have been filed by Republicans to combat Chinese corporate espionage, to expand the Second Amendment to allow concealed carry in churches, to protect the internet privacy of consumers, and to cut licensure requirements to make it easier for people to start new businesses, among many, many other bills. Next week, we will begin voting on bills on the House floor. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember that this is your government, and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, Post Office Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
The surge at the border. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy leads a group of Republicans at the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas today to talk about all the people trying to get into the country. They blame the Biden administration for all the children in holding facilities.
Saying President Biden inherited a broken immigration system. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told ABC's This Week FEMA will help transfer children out of Border Patrol custody into homes within 72 hours.
This is a humanitarian challenge to all of us.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy on Fox News Sunday.
There can be no equivocation when sending a message to people who are thinking of joining a caravan. It has to be our border is closed.
Nearly 10,000 unaccompanied children came to the U.S. last month, numbers that haven't been seen since May of 2019. Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
A police officer in Chicago is out of the hospital after being grazed by a bullet.
A very violent weekend in Chicago, including a local police officer being shot in the face right outside a police station on the city's south side. It wasn't clear if the officer was the intended target. Earlier in the day, police say gunfire erupted at a weekend party in a towing company complex in Chicago, killing 2 people, wounding 13 others. Authorities say the Sunday morning south side shooting may have been gang-related, and investigators are seeking a possible motive, and no arrests were made.
Fox's Sal Giangrasso. A coronavirus vaccine still being reviewed here in the United States is benched in parts of Europe.
The Netherlands has joined a growing list of European countries suspending the use of AstraZeneca's coronavirus vaccine. It follows reports from Norway of serious blood clotting in some people who'd received the shot. The European Union's drug regulator says there is no evidence the vaccine was responsible for the clots. Most of Europe is sticking with AstraZeneca, but suspensions have also been issued in Norway, Denmark, Ireland, Bulgaria and Iceland.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity.
WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Heading out on Fort Myers Beach, we have a crash right in front of the Lani Kai on Estero Boulevard, not too far off the entrance to the island near the Matanzas Pass Bridge in Times Square on Fort Myers Beach. So watch out for some delays, especially heading in the northwest direction right now along Estero Boulevard. Otherwise, clear on the beach. The rest of our bridges looking pretty quiet early on this morning. 75, not seeing any major slowdowns. We do have a crash, a hit and run over at Daniels Parkway and Fiddlesticks Boulevard, just off I-75 to the west in Fort Myers, causing some slight slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. And Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
Coronavirus.
It's on the police. Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Hi, doctor. So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
So good to see you.
Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. You can go there right now if you want to watch. And it's mobile friendly. It is smart device friendly. It's computer friendly. It's just a friendly place to be. It is so friendly that even Jake's friends go there when they feel like they need to find friendliness. That was really strange. Sorry about that. All right, let's talk about some of the COVID answers and non-answers we got over the weekend. Hey, if you're trying to figure out what we're going to be doing moving forward, and when it comes to the COVID issue here in Florida, or whether it's across the country, what are we going to do for the 4th of July? Listen, Dr. Fauci has the answers. So does the president. He has the answers. And I guess the president is defaulting to Fauci because everybody knows that if Dr. Fauci says it, by goodness, that's what we're doing. When it comes to your freedoms and liberties here in this country and maybe even in the state of Florida, everybody knows. I can't even say it with a straight face. Yeah, Dr. Fauci apparently is the one that we go to. So what did we hear this weekend? Well, a couple of things. The Fauci was on with Chuck Todd, and he made some other appearances on some other programs, but I want to focus on this one right now because I thought this was fascinating. Number one, The good news here is that at least we're not in a position to where somehow we're making the leap from COVID pandemic issues regarding vaccines and the like, and we're not making any crazy leaps that would get into climate change. I mean, I don't know how you would make the leap to climate change from that, but that would be ridiculous, and I don't think that... Oh, wait, this just in. Yep, that's exactly where they went. Hey, figure this one out if you can help me with it.
You know, when you think about, sadly, having to prepare for this again, right? And I know there's a lot of folks who think that, you know, due to climate change and due to the globalization in general, it's inevitable we're going to deal with more and more viruses like this.
We're going to deal with more and more viruses like this due to climate change? How? No, seriously. How does that work? Let's play that again. Go ahead.
You know, when you think about, sadly, having to prepare for this again, right? And I know there's a lot of folks who think that, you know, due to climate change and due to the globalization in general, it's inevitable we're going to deal with more and more viruses like this, the biggest lesson you're going to take away to prepare for the next one?
All right, so there you go. So if you thought things were getting better. Well, oh, come on now. Now you got to throw the whole climate change mix in there. So that's right. Chuck Todd is saying that he's hearing from all kinds of people that because of climate change, man, this pandemic's never, ever going away. Is that oh, no, not the pandemic. Viruses. We're going to have all kinds of viruses popping up. We probably should be concerned about even the flu. And maybe in winter months, in certain areas across the country, we should mask up because everybody knows that a mask mandate, nobody knows that a mask mandate works. We've already been through this a million times. We're going to get to that story in just a second. But it almost feels as if the goalposts keep moving and moving and moving and moving to the point where the powerful can remain in power when it comes to this virus. It's never going away. And if we don't fix climate change, boy, is that the next big stimulus? Is that where we got to go now? Is that the next big chunk of change that needs to come? You know, that's the sound of the printing presses. So what does the Fauci have to say about this? Climate change, it's not going away, the virus. And
you know, there are a couple of lessons, Chuck. There are lessons domestically. There are lessons public health-wise, scientifically. Let's take global to begin with. We have to have a better global health security network of interconnectivity, of communication, of transparency, so that we are talking to each other all the time and know what's going on.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question. When the Fauci brings this up, and I'm asking this question seriously, help me out with this. So we've got climate change, which of course is an issue for the media and the left, and more money, more power. We've got to tackle climate change. It's the only thing that's left. It's the biggest. It's the existential threat. The big words that they use. And the Fauci says that in order to combat the globalization side, then we have to have this.
We have to have a better global health security network of interconnectivity, of communication, of transparency.
Transparency and communication. Hey, I'm just raising my hand. Haven't we had issues with the WHO in China, and as far as when the China virus started, we couldn't even say where it started, and then we had questions about the lab in China, and a lot of people were asking about that. We didn't get the kind of transparency we needed. Trump administration was trying to figure out, China, can you give us some transparency on this so that we can all globally, as a global network, so we can all help to save lives globally. We need that transparency, and we didn't get that transparency, but somehow, some way, we're going to say now that if we all come together globally and we're transparent, that we'll get the information that we need, except we have one country where it originated from that we couldn't be transparent with because they had no intention on being transparent, because there's a lot of things they do don't have to do with transparency. And somehow, because the Fauci says the point is that we never had it. And we're not going to get it now. We still can't get the information, the details, the specifics on all of it from the beginning of last year. And so now the focus is, okay, you see where I'm going. All right, but wait, hold on a second. How about parties? Can we have some parties here? Can we get together? How about weddings? Weddings are great.
And very quickly, we know President Biden said at backyard gatherings. I've got a staffer or two that wants this question asked of you, and I'm sure they're not alone, which is, when can people plan an indoor wedding? Yeah, when can we plan an indoor wedding? We haven't been able to do anything like that. As a matter of fact, in the state of Florida, it's been really, really hard to do anything indoors. Everybody has been respecting the idea that indoors we can't get together. And I don't even know how we're going to do this. If you've got a wedding planned, I would just cancel your wedding plans right now and forget it, because as the things stand right now, unless the Fauci says it's okay, nobody's doing that. Sorry. We're having weddings. We're having indoor events. We're doing all kinds of stuff. You've been to Seed to Table lately? Yeah, we're not waiting for the Fauci to bequeath to us the ability to enjoy our liberties and our freedom, and especially when we know what we know about the virus. So here's the answer. So when can we go to a wedding there, Fauci? Taking a little while. Hold on.
That's a good question.
It's a great question. It's an amazing question. I mean, it really is. Everything that is asked of the Fauci always says, It's a great question. Every question's a great question. All right, so what about it?
And I think that's going to be within a reasonable period of time.
All right, so we'll get to it. Don't you worry. I'll let you know when I feel like we're cool.
You notice what the CDC is doing? They gave, excuse me, I didn't hear what you said.
This calendar year?
What time of the year? I can't give you that exact date.
Yeah, we don't know. Can't tell you. Can't tell you when you can have a wedding, so I don't know what you're going to do. But good luck to you. No, not yet. So the Fauci is not ready to tell everybody about weddings yet and gatherings indoors. And so we just don't have enough information. The vaccinations, I know many people are vaccinated. I think the over 65 crowd were in the 35 percentile now of the country that is fully vaccinated. And I think 60 or 62% of those 65 and older have had at least one shot. We're trying to get to herd immunity. We're getting closer. There are lots of states that have had enough with lockdowns, and we're done with this, and mask mandates, and we're done with this. But the Fauci is like, listen, you need to slow your roll. We're not really sure what's going on yet because we need more science and data. We just don't have enough. Hey, speaking of science and data, a couple of things that come to mind quickly. Number one is, when we talk about climate change and the amount of a change that has been happening, this was brought up on a Twitter account. Alex Epstein was bringing this up as he was describing the climate change issue that is happening in this country. And New Yorkers talking about climate change, and it's real. The climate crisis is there. It's a delusion that's caused by the religious belief that nature gave us a perfect CO2 level and average temperature and the denial of our climate mastery. But he was also saying, here's how New Yorkers have been experiencing the 1 degree Celsius global warming of the last 140 years. Hey, can I say that again? Between 1880 and 2020, there has been a annual global temperature anomaly, and the specifics of the maximum and minimums in Central Park has been a change of 1 degree. Is that something that is a crisis that needs to be addressed right this minute? Because that 1 degree is the 1 degree making that big of a difference. Now, if you were to talk to people even here in the state, there are those that believe that the sea level rise has to be stopped by us doing I don't know what. But if we throw enough money at it, I guess it'll stop this 1 degree of change. There over 140 years, not to mention what has happened in the past and the fluctuation of climate that we're supposed to believe that is all man-made. It's a crisis, and we've got to get to it as those that are trying to push this. And you can see why people push back, because they don't want to be told that it's completely man-made. And even if we want to suppose that, sure, there's been a degree change, catastrophic, I don't think it's catastrophic. Sea level rises, well, I got some questions about sea level rises, especially in areas like in Miami-Dade and along the beaches there in Miami and along the coast, and what that area is like when you're talking about the geography of Miami. And well, that's for another day. But the point is that, does that sound like a crisis? And it's man-made, and how do we prove it? Well, you can't. But we've got to do something. That's the first thing. And then some of the COVID numbers that are out right now. And I'm trying to see where that data was lying here on my computer, and I can't find it at the moment. But I do see how in San Francisco, I guess there were some frat boys at Cal Poly that got rounded up and arrested because they had a party without masks. That at Cal Poly there in the San Francisco area. The following day, right after this party where there were a couple of people outside, no masks, they were rounded up and arrested. The Grammys took place. Hey, does anybody watch the Grammys? If you were watching, there were a lot of people gathered there at the Grammys. They weren't wearing any masks. How does that work? Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. Lots of questions. 239-479-5592, or hypocrisy or something like that, or moving goalpost, or I don't know what you would call it. You'd call it...
we choose truth over facts.
Maybe you call it that. I don't know. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Therese O'Shea has your traffic.
Good Monday morning. Right now we're watching a crash on Estero Boulevard on Fort Myers Beach, right near Times Square in front of that Lani Kai Island Resort. A hit-and-run crash. Might see a little bit of roadblock and possible injuries. EMS checking for injuries, at least in that crash, so just watch out for some slight slowdowns. Also in Lee County, we've got a crash at Fiddlesticks Boulevard and Daniels Parkway. No injuries, no roadblock there. That is another hit-and-run crash. Collier County, watching a crash in Naples Park at 92nd Avenue North and 6th Street. There are injuries there, so EMS causing a little bit more of a delay on that side street. And then heading through North Naples, Immokalee Road and Northbrook Drive, we've got a crash. No injuries there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s across Southwest Florida with a lot of sunshine. Pretty much a continuation of the great beach weather we had over the weekend. We do get a little bit warmer by the middle of the week, but our next chance of rain brings a small opportunity for accumulation and cooler and drier temperatures into the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I've been asked 1,000 times, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. When I started, there were just 2 of us. Today, Morgan & Morgan has almost 800 lawyers alone. No injury firm in the country has anywhere close to that. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Reputation matters. We grew like this because we worked hard and so many former clients referred family and friends. And what I believe is the main reason is we delivered for our clients a lot. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Hope is not a plan. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break, 92.5 Fox News. Hey, we're finding out some new interesting parts of the $1.9 trillion, what they're calling COVID relief. Not really. When 9% of something is relief, that's not really a COVID relief package. But $1.9 trillion, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. The Zero Hedge was talking about Section 9674. Here's an interesting section. Jake the Millennial, do you know anybody who drives an Uber or a Lyft, maybe has an Airbnb, does some freelancing at all? You know anybody like that?
I do.
Okay. Well, here's something that's fun. It says that a third-party settlement organization doesn't have to report to the Internal Revenue Service any payments to contract workers above $600. So, like, let's say you're an Uber driver, and you've been enjoying the fact that you've been able to, as a gig worker, earn up to $20,000. Let's say if you were somebody who sells on Etsy or eBay or Airbnb, or you're an Uber driver and you've only had to go, you've been able to go up to $20,000 and not have to report your earnings. Well, guess what, everybody? Yeah, thanks to the American Rescue Plan, you're not included in the rescue because now they lowered it from $20,000 to $600. So anything you make over $600 now, you have to claim on your IRS form there. That they're claiming is going to collect an additional $1 billion annually, from the gig workers who are making a ton of money working, driving Uber. And they're just rich, the richest of the rich. If you're selling something on Etsy, you are the richest of the rich. Well, we've got you now. So that's not good.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Take a peek inside ClosetFactory.com. You'll wonder, how did they build it?
We get that a lot. The quality of our workmanship still seems surprising to some people.
We're known for original, very personal, individual organizational solutions that can seem uncanny at times.
We're professional listeners, too, and do so with focus and intention that can sometimes seem like we're reading minds.
I'm Joseph Edison.
And I'm Kelly Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
Listening, that's how we build it.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay it time. Always on time or you don't pay it time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. Get fast internet and advanced security made simple so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. Come to one of our 3 beautiful locations. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. President Biden weighs in on the sex harassment scandal surrounding New York Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Biden, a longtime Cuomo acquaintance, talked to reporters during an impromptu Q&A on the White House lawn after several huge players in the Democratic Party have already called for Cuomo to resign. But Biden stopped short of joining the calls for resignation.
Do you think Governor Andrew Cuomo should resign? I think the investigation is underway and we should see what it brings us.
Fox's Anita Vogel reporting Cuomo is refusing to quit. A GOP congressional delegation heading to the southern border later today.
Republicans say this trip is necessary to expose what they've been calling all along a border crisis. The latest numbers show the number of migrant children in custody has tripled over the last few weeks.
Fox's Mark Meredith. America is listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Good Monday morning. Right now we're watching a crash on Estero Boulevard on Fort Myers Beach, right near Times Square in front of that Lani Kai Island Resort. A hit-and-run crash. Might see a little bit of roadblock and possible injuries. EMS checking for injuries, at least in that crash, so just watch out for some slight slowdowns. Also in Lee County, we've got a crash at Fiddlesticks Boulevard and Daniels Parkway. No injuries, no roadblock there. That is another hit-and-run crash. Collier County, watching a crash in Naples Park at 92nd Avenue North and 6th Street. There are injuries there, so EMS causing a little bit more of a delay on that side street. And then heading through North Naples, Immokalee Road and Northbrook Drive, we've got a crash. No injuries there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Monday, everyone. And Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. It is going to be another warm and toasty afternoon here in Southwest Florida, with temperatures reaching the mid to even upper 80s, close to 5 to even 10 degrees higher than normal, with a lot of sunshine. A small limited potential for a shower inland, mainly in eastern Collier and Hendry counties this afternoon, but our next opportunity for rain really doesn't come until Friday, and that brings us cooler and drier temperatures as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes, the official after-game party for the Red Sox spring training games. Go to any Stevie's location after the game and show your ticket for a free 10-ounce beer. And during March, register to win a pair of Red Sox spring training tickets from 100 being given away. And don't miss St. Patty's Day, Stevie Tomatoes style, with traditional corned beef, red potato, and cabbage for $13.99. Wash it down with a cold Guinness draft or Jameson Irish whiskey. Stevie Tomatoes is the working and retired person's country club for all of you who have made and continue to make this country great. So come relax, enjoy quality food in a casual atmosphere. Check out our brisket short ribs burger, Chicago pizza, wings, fish fries, and ribs. And we love Fridays, so we celebrate with happy hour all day.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hot out today, huh?
You know it.
Glad the AC's working.
No kidding.
What if the AC quit?
Oh, man. Couldn't do a thing inside then.
Too hot.
No way Ashley could do her homework in here.
Hard to concentrate.
Wouldn't even bother trying to study.
Well...
Of course her grades would slip.
Dave.
She could kiss Harvard goodbye.
Dave.
Probably end up homeless. Oh, my little girl.
Dave.
What?
What's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, best case, I make one call, AC's back up and running right away, everything's fine.
That's best?
Oh, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 AC trucks standing by waiting for you to call, loaded with parts, ready to go.
Right now?
Right now.
Huh. Sure is hot out today.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So, you're saying...
She can still go to Harvard.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We're going to get to the thing. We're going to do that today. The thing, whatever your thing is, whatever you want to talk about. So if you want to call right now, we'll take your calls. I don't care. We'll talk about whatever you'd like. The thing is coming up, but first, the thing right now is the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
You know, when you think about sadly having to prepare for this again, right? And I know there's a lot of folks who think that, you know, due to climate change and due to the globalization in general, it's inevitable we're going to deal with more and more viruses like this.
All right, so there you go. More and more viruses like this because of climate change. There's Chuck Todd talking to the Fauci, explaining to him that, boy, we're going to keep going with this thing, aren't we? Because we can't get a handle on climate change. And if we could just get a handle on climate change, if we could fix climate change, oh, man, we wouldn't even have to worry about pandemics anymore, right? Right? Right?
Number 4.
All right. Hey, how many feminists are like going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff? And the Grammy goes.
Okay. Hey, if you're a fan of Bill Burr, the comedian, there was a couple of things that he said last night at the Grammy Awards, and oh boy, the leftists are beside themselves. Some jokes made by politically incorrect comedian and actor Bill Burr at the Grammys, and that was just one of them. As people were getting upset that he kept messing the name up of the winner for different categories that he couldn't pronounce, like the regional Mexican music album. And it was just an absolute mess. But it was the Grammys. What do you expect? It's pretty much like it's a politically correct mess to begin with. Not just the videos that I was just looking at on Twitter of WAP. What is that? The song with who was it again? Cardi B, and they were doing a little dance there. And you don't trust me. You don't want to know.
Number 3.
I don't think any company is actually going to remove Fox News from the cable lineup. But there are, these questions about Fox's, as Fox radicalizes and as it becomes even more and more of a political tool. Zerwick, you wrote a column recently for The Sun about this, saying Fox should be viewed as a political tool.
Okay, I got to stop. So that's Brian Stelter trying to explain to a panel of people and the 6 people that watch his program over the weekend that we should be classifying Fox News as basically a political tool. That's all it is. It's just a political tool, which is rich coming from the network, along with others in the fake news legacy media that have been spending their time day after day, hour after hour, second after second, going after the former president and the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. And you're saying that Fox News is a political tool. That's funny.
Number 2.
But based on what you have said before and our understanding of the policy, it's just guidance that these migrants who test positive, many of them are instructed you should go and quarantine and isolate. Does the administration know how many actually do versus how many actually just go off to wherever?
Well, I just wanted to convey, because I know you were asking a good question here, that the very specific processes that are taken for each scenario. And certainly there are, with the individuals who are coming across, alternatives who are treated with, again, noted sometimes ankle bracelets as they come across while they're waiting for adjudication of their cases. Those are the steps that are taken. Those are the recommendations that are made. And I just noted that testing is there's a proposal for testing all of these individuals as they come across. So that's what our policy processes are. But in terms of specific data and numbers, I would certainly refer you to CBP, or I'm happy to talk to them as well.
Oh, there's a proposal for testing all of these illegals coming across the border. That is Peter Doocy, who was asking Jen Psaki on Friday about the COVID positive illegals coming into the country being let go into the country. And what about that? And there's the non-answer from Jen Psaki about it, as you would expect.
Number 1.
Actually, the facts are these. There are more children, about 600-700 more children, unaccompanied children, coming over the border. This is a humanitarian challenge to all of us. What the administration has inherited is a broken system.
Oh, all right. Hey, just in case you're wondering what the Biden administration's policy is on our southern border, what the policy is on immigration, and the problems that they're having and the uptick of the numbers at the border, the concerns that many people have. Hey, everybody, the answer is blame Trump.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
That's it. That's all you need to know, that the answer to all of these issues has to do with Trump. And that's what Nancy Pelosi and others are trying to do now, make the case that, look, it doesn't make a difference what kind of number. Look, Chris Wallace, you're going to give me numbers. You're going to give me stats. Is that what you're going to do now? You're going to play the numbers and stats game? I mean, come on. Really, Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut, who's being given numbers and stats from Chris Wallace.
President Biden has suspended a Trump policy that asylum seekers must remain in Mexico for their hearings. He also halted part of Title 42 so that unaccompanied minors, instead of having to be turned around immediately, can stay in the U.S.
Yeah, which those two policies did prevent a lot of the mass migration that was happening back in, 2019, and those issues that were tamped down because of these policies, and now the Biden administration letting those go.
Haven't those changes in policy sent a clear message to migrants? There's a green light at the border.
Yeah, there's a green light at the border, right? And so Democrat Murphy says...
Well, let's go a little bit deeper into these numbers, because Republicans would make you think that this crisis began when Joe Biden became president. That's absolutely not true. In fact, the surge at the border began last fall.
Yeah, last fall. Remember who was president last fall? And he goes on to talk about how Trump is bad and it's all Trump's problem. And you get how this works. Okay. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, in case you want to watch. I see a lot of people are holding. All right, well, let's go to some phone calls today. Let's find out what's on your mind. We do the thing. What's your thing? What's on your mind? It's the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
thing.
All right, Allison, you're up first in Fort Myers. What's your thing, Allison?
Hey, Drew. Well, the first thing that I was listening to was about the military. And, the military is only there to do two things. That's all they're there for, is to break things and kill people. That's it. There's no social engineering. There's no all this other stuff. That's all they do. Secondly, last week you were talking about Donald Trump becoming one of our House of Representatives in this Congress of the United States.
Did I talked about that?
Yeah, I think you did.
I think somebody
it might have been last week.
Yeah, I don't know if that might have been Mike Opelka who was filling in on Friday. I didn't. Yeah.
Oh,
but that's okay.
Yes, and then he could have become the Speaker of the House because the Republicans would take it over and he would become the Speaker of the House.
Yeah. No, that's well, I was going to say that going back to the military issue, we talked about this earlier. The story about Tucker Carlson being concerned about what the military is focusing on and focusing on him, and as opposed to some of the like you talk about the social engineering that's going on and the concerns about what has been happening with the military as we find out that China is looking and saying, hey, listen, we're going to start doing things in our schools to pick up the masculinity, if you will, in our schools, because they want to encourage masculinity in male students. And this debate now over modern gender roles, because, China really cares about, they could care less about that. And everybody's missing the lead in this. And the concerns that people have had about, and it goes back for years, about lowering standards in the military in order to have the proper amount of women that are in our military, transgenders in the military and the like, and the changing of the complexity of what our military is. And even what the President Biden was talking about when it comes to the changes in the military just the other day.
Some of it's relatively straightforward work, where we're making good progress designing body armor that fits women properly, tailoring combat uniforms for women, creating maternity flight suits, updating requirements for their hairstyles.
Hairstyles. We're talking about hairstyles and maternity suits, fly suits. And Tucker Carlson is saying, well, you're talking about all of this. China is doing quite the opposite. They're building up their military. They're talking about masculinity. You're talking about modern gender roles, and everybody's missing the lead. And the lead is quite simple, and it's this. China has no interest in being green and your climate change nonsense about all the things that you would do to destroy an economy and jobs. They have no interest in that. They're not going to do it. They could care less about your carbon footprint. They have no part in that because all they want to do is win as far as the economy is concerned. They have no interest in your modern gender roles. These are the same people that are trying to do what they're doing with the Uyghurs there in China, and how people have seen what is going on with the ethnic cleansing that is happening there and what they're doing and how awful that is. And now you're saying things like, well, if we change the modern gender roles here in the United States in the military, well, shucks, I guess that China's going to go along with it as well, right? Because they just want to be in tandem with the rest of the planet. They just want to be good stewards of the planet. They want to be just like, no, they don't. No, they don't. So everybody's missing the lead. And it's quite simple. China has no interest in any of this. And while everybody is dancing around hairstyles in the military and lowering standards to get in and the like, China's looking and going, knock yourselves out. We got 4 to 5 times more people in this country. We've got a military that we're building. We have an economy that we're building that every time that economy builds and it gets stronger, that money goes right into the military. And you think they're doing all of this just because it's fun? Or do you think there may be an end to all of this that we don't really want to discuss? Which is it means using all of these powers that they're getting. And somehow we're arguing about hairstyles and maternity suits. 239-479-5592. All right, Floyd's in Fort Myers. Floyd wanted to comment. His thing is what, Floyd? What is it about? About the panhandlers and the homeless issue in Southwest Florida?
Yes, sir. I'm a realtor, and I called the sheriff's department to get an idea what's happening. They told me, they were happy to tell me, that a circuit judge changed the law because the firemen are allowed to solicit legally every now and then, so the homeless can do that, or the panhandlers. So I called Frank Mann, the commissioner, and they responded back to me and said that they are working on changing the legislation or rules, saying it's a safety thing and that they're working on it, but they can't do anything until they change the law because the circuit judge in Lee County changed it, and that's why you see all these.
All right, so a Lee County circuit judge changed the laws, and that's and it has to do with when others are soliciting for funds for different departments. Those laws now are allowing the panhandlers to be on every corner, as we have been witnessing lately. And
yes,
until
exactly. They use the example of the fire department, which legally gets a permit and are allowed to do that. But they say if they can do it, it's only fair anybody can do it. So they're going to come back and try to change it, saying it's a safety issue, standing on a 2-foot slab in the middle of, a city street to do that. They are working on it, but that's why it happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, great call. I appreciate it there, Floyd. Thanks so much. And I brought this up earlier about the homeless issue here in Southwest Florida. There was a news press article about the mayor of the city of Fort Myers and what he was going to be doing when it comes to the homeless and moving them to an area closer to the hospital, a Salvation Army, an area where they are, so that they can get them some shelter and some services. And all I am saying to you is it's so important, it's critical that law enforcement, that politicians focus on who these individuals are, why they're here, and what is going on with them, with their mentally, where they're at, with socially, what's going on, if these are drug users, if these are people with criminal backgrounds, if these are people that are just down on their luck because of COVID, losing a job. And you need to speak to these individuals, each one of them, and know who they are. You can't just have this blanket bringing homeless to a shelter and giving them services without knowing who they are, so you can specifically help them, and to make sure that they're not going to be someone who will be bringing in a lot of crime into Southwest Florida, like I witnessed when I was working in Salt Lake City. I'm just bringing that up. It's important that you know each individual. All right, 239-479-5592. All right, Jake, let's go to a break right now. 239, again, 479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I want to see what's going on with the remainder of our forecast with Brittany Van Voorhees. She has it.
Happy Monday, everyone. Temperatures this afternoon reaching the mid-80s across Southwest Florida with a lot of sunshine. Pretty much a continuation of the great beach weather we had over the weekend. We do get a little bit warmer by the